So in this video, I already have my Pop-A-Shot mini arcade, but I'm gonna customize this. I think I want to make some kind of different game. I like shooting hoops, but I want to have options. So I'm gonna use this cardboard and these cardboard cutting and manipulating tools in order to make something a little bit different, and we'll see what I can come up with. So this is a little miniature cardboard saw. It can really help cut certain shapes out of cardboard that, if you want to do a straight line, you can do that with scissors, but sometimes you need to cut a curve or you need to cut out a hole or something like that, and you can't get that with scissors, so this is going to help that out quite a bit. I have this nifty little thing which basically is going to allow me to punch little holes that go into my cardboard, and then I can fold it really easily. So similar to how I had the creases pre-cut into this the arcade base, I can make some creases that I can fold my cardboard up into whatever shape that I want. And then I have these little screws. They can be used to attach things. They can also be used, I'm going to try to use them sort of like bumpers in maybe like a pinball machine style game, and we'll see what I can come up with. So what I'm going to do first, you can see that my cardboard is a good size to sort of fit there, but I don't want it to be, I want it to stay below the height, the edges of my rails here, so that the ball doesn't just roll off the side. So I'm gonna take about half of that, and I'm gonna take my little punchy tool. You see on one side there's nothing there. On the other side it actually spins and these little points go down. So I'm going to just run that along there in a pretty straight line. You can use a straight edge, something to help you make it go straight. And you can see it's punched little lines, and then I can easily bend that cardboard along that crease. So now I'm going to get a measurement. So I'm going to place that so that the edge of my folded part fits inside. And I'm going to just make a mark, and that's where I'm going to fold the other side. And I can make a mark on the other side by doing the reverse. Put my bent part there and make a mark there. Now I'm going to punch my holes, connecting those two marks. Again, I've had a lot of practice with this, but if you get a straight edge, a book, anything can help you make that a nice straight line. Now, obviously this isn't going to work too well because I need to have this side and this side be the same. So I'm going to use scissors for this one to just cut that down. And you can see scissors difficult to cut because you start getting to that point and the scissors get in the way of themselves, so I can use my little saw. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scrape down along there, and then as I scrape again, it's going to make it easier for me to go in a straight line. Now this saw isn't sharp enough really to cut you too much, might scrape your skin. It can, however, gouge into a table. So if you're doing this kind of thing, please put something underneath your cardboard. It could even be another piece of cardboard underneath your cardboard. Just a little something so that if you go a little bit too deep, you're not going to gouge the table. And so now you can see that my cardboard fits pretty nicely into my arcade. And if I launch my ball here, now it rolls down my cardboard, which is what I want. but I want a little bit more interesting things to happen to that. So I'm going to start putting these little guys in here. A bunch of them that'll act like little bumpers, I think. So I'm going to take my cardboard out and have this little pointy end on this tool as well as this tool. And that's going to allow me to poke some holes. So I'm going to poke, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these. So I'm going to poke a hole here and here and here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now in order to get these little screws into the cardboard, there's a couple of these that are available. There's also some of these that are available. They work the same way. This one, we just can use that to poke the hole, and then we can take this. Once I get it started, then I can just twist and screw it in there. And for my purposes, I'm not going to screw it all the way because I want the ball to really bounce off of that. If I, on the other hand, have this one, it's again got that hexagon, just put that in there and tighten it till I got it the depth that I want. And then I'm going to put my other one. Some of these are taller than others, but I think they'll all work pretty well. Now, depending on what you want to do with these, you could also use that part for something. That might make an interesting component to a game. You could use a little bit of both. So now I've got my little bumpers. Let's see if my ball actually bounces around on them or not. You got a little bit. That was pretty good. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put now some holes into the cardboard, and I'm going to put it in strategic spots. I'm going to think about, kind of like skee ball, only the bumpers are going to make it harder to get into some places unless you hit it exactly. So if you happen to look, this saw is pretty much the same size as the ball, and so I'm going to use it to poke some holes, and hopefully then the ball will go through the hole. I'm going to just stab that in there. Woo, careful, don't put your finger on the other side of that. And then I'm just going to spin it around. And I could probably want to make it bigger. I'm never going to get into these holes. So I can use the saw itself to kind of carve away at these holes a bit. And I think I'm going to cut some little slots at the bottom that will be worth different points. So if I hold that there, I'm going to push that in like that. let's put that in there. And we're going to make this worth 100, 75, 50, 10, 10. And if it comes down the sides or right in the middle, you get nothing. We'll make that 0. All right, so let's clear up my mess here. Let's play this a time or two. Let's see what I get. See if I can even get any points. This looks like it could be a pretty hard game. I might want to make those holes a little bit bigger. We'll find out. Now I can move my launcher. I found that my launcher wants to go a little bit to the left, so I moved it over to the right. And let's see what we get. That's a 0. We'll get 10 turns, see if I can get any points. Oh, that was close. 0. Another 0. Maybe I need to make the zeros 10. Nope, another 0. Oh, a miss. Try that again. Oh, it went right over the 75. That was close. Ah. Oh, 50 points. Right in. Another 0. Oh, I thought that was going to make it. Oh, bounced off of the 75 and the 50. Ah, almost got it. No. All right, last one. See if I can make it. Oh, and another 50. So there you go. And if I don't like this game, I can take all these pieces off, get another piece of cardboard, and make something different. So I'm interested to see what kind of creative arcade games you can come up with. Once everybody makes one, then go around and play each other's games. Give each other feedback. Let you know what you like. Let you know what you would improve. And then make some changes.